Well, hello, Disney Connections and fellow Disney freaks. It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, am I supposed to say something?
I don't know.
I didn't want to come across as rude, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
I think that's kind of coming across as rude. I don't know. What do y'all think? Okay, so this last week, we got a comment. A marriage counselor, apparently, that thinks that she's too rude to me. I mean, I kind of agree with this person, honestly. I mean, I'm beat down and tore apart a lot, and
I can tell you're really struggling.
And I never get anything I want.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So Taco Tuesday, honey.
Yay!
It's Taco Tuesday, and I again this week got to watch the episode twice. Once with my son, who may or may not pop on later on to give us his expertise in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But then Sleepyhead here, we had to watch it the second time too. And so it was a good episode. It was a good episode to watch twice. And so we're going to hash it out. So just as a disclaimer, we will be talking about some spoilers here tonight on episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And you're welcome to comment in the comments as we are going along. Welcoming back tonight, with us, Leslie through the looking glass. Leslie, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about this episode.
Yeah, me too. I was just telling you, Leslie, before we went live that I got an opportunity to check out your channel this week. And I have to say, anybody watching the stream, go check out Leslie Through the Looking Glass. I will put a link in the description if it's not already there.
It is.
It's already there. So there's a link in the description. Go check out her channel. It's some good stuff. All about kind of mental health and keeping yourself on the right track, right?
Mental health with a side of Disney.
Yeah, with a side of Disney. Yep. And then let's go ahead and bring in our comic book expert. He is back this evening and in studio, Mr. Johnnie Ballard. Now, Johnny, you don't have a YouTube channel, but if I understand it correctly, they might find you at a church near them, beating on some drums every weekend.
Yeah. On my Instagram page, Johnnie Ballard. If they ever want to, I post a lot of Disney and Star Wars stuff and me playing drums, stuff with my kids and stuff on there all the time. So,
okay, well, yeah, definitely go check out that Instagram, Johnnie Ballard. So, yeah.
All right, who is in the house tonight?
Who do we have in the house? Might have a student, Chadwin. Chadwin, if you're still in the house and hanging out, welcome. Courtney's in the house. If she gets a break and there's not people ordering food, she might even pop on tonight because she is caught up with the show. David Felden, you're here. And Mr. Lucky himself, Jason Tyner, welcome in. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm good. All right. Well, hey, yeah, it's been kind of a goofy week. We recorded a video this last week that was just really silly. Is it the one?
I didn't think it was silly. Like, he thought my idea on how to record it was silly, and he stood there with like this face the whole time, like, do we really have to do this? And I thought it was cute and funny, and we're posting it tomorrow. And
it's going to be a fun box. Yeah, it's the Amanda versus Josh
the rude
box.
One this time.
Oh, so anyway, yes. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so Johnny, we missed your perspective. I want to kind of go back a week and just get your perspective up through episode 4, and then once you get us all caught up, we're gonna dive right into episode 5.
Okay. Your perspective. Wow. I'm trying to. It was because right now my head is all on episode 5 right now. Yeah, episode 5.
No, I'm trying. But see,
You got to be specific. You can't just like throw out.
Okay, so episode 4, it ends with the new Cap taking the shield, and we're not exactly sure what happens, but the guy dies. Okay, I mean, not too graphic. There is blood everywhere. So I mean, you know, he's the guy that we're wanting to like, maybe not so much, and definitely not.
Nobody wants to like.
I mean,
he is, yeah. From the beginning, I didn't like him. I didn't care for him. Even back in episode 2, he first showed up, and they did an interview with him or whatever. Yeah, I thought he was. I didn't really care for him. I did, my research on who he was, and I like him. And so, the fact that he was trying to trade Captain America and have the kind of sort of kind of think, I guess, about being Captain America. I didn't care for him because he, Captain America was Captain America. It was Steve Rogers was kind of like the poster child of what Captain America was supposed to be, and so I just didn't care for him. That episode, it hate him even more as a character. Like, I couldn't stand him, and all was fun.
yeah.
And Sam just hurt him because
Yeah. Okay. So you're breaking up a little bit. I'm gonna pause you for just a second, but yeah. I mean, he really kind of turns. I want to say evil, but I actually went back and did some research too, because our guest last week, Lauren, from Castles.
Capes and Crowns.
Capes and Crown. I think he was in here. He was our expert comic book guy last week, and so he revealed that this Captain America actually is going to turn into U.S. agent, which I think is the dumbest name for. I mean, well, it's almost one of the dumbest names. Now that I'm doing my research in comics, I'm finding that there's a lot of dumb names, and those are the ones that we don't have movies for. So, anyway, yes, Castles, Capes, and Clones. Thank you, Zoel's World. I just mess up everybody's name. There you go. Hey, welcome in Adventures by D and Rachel's Adventures as well. But yes, so there's a huge
Wait, they're gonna call him U.S. what?
U.S. agent,
and he's a bad guy.
No. So. And I'm sure Johnny's done his research too, but so U.S. agent, and the origin story has kind of changed because of this TV show. So the origin story before is that U.S. agent ends up coming in and he's working next to Captain America. And then Cap decides to hang up the shield, and he then takes on the shield as Captain America.
Okay.
But then that power, because he always kind of has some animosity or maybe some superiority complex over Captain America. It doesn't do him well as Captain America. So then there's a big bad that comes in, and then Captain America ends up coming back, and then they end up fighting together against the big bad. So he's an anti-hero, right?
But he's bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to just go black and white on this.
When you take the serum, it shows who you really are, and it enhances who you really are. And he's clearly a bad guy.
Is Deadpool bad?
But he's only going after bad guys.
Is Venom bad?
I don't know anything about.
Not. They're what they're called anti-heroes. So they're not necessarily bad like Punisher.
Right.
Necessarily bad, but also not necessarily good at the same time. So
right.
Almost like Batman. Batman is actually a comic jerk, but he's still
Yeah,
And
That's what
I
he
feel
does.
like,
We actually doesn't
I
get
feel like
but,
Leslie
you know.
is agreeing with me with her eyes.
What do you think, Leslie? What's going through your head right now?
well, I'm going to agree that I can't call him, as much as we don't like him, I don't think we can call him a bad guy for what he did yet, because although he went on his rampage that clearly was not the best move for Captain America, per se, he was going after a bad guy. It's not like the guy he went after was something.
But then
Right.
he went after.
Oh wait, we haven't got to 5 yet. We were just sealing up 4, but we can get into there if we want to get into there right now. But before we get into there, before we start spoiling episode 5, let's go ahead and smash that like button, everybody. All right, share this out with your friends and let them know we're here talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because episode 5 starts off epic.
Are we going there now?
Let's go ahead and let's get into episode 5.
Okay.
One of the things I just want to point out is that the detail that goes into this is freaking amazing. It's blowing my mind. The things
Easter eggs.
and the Easter eggs, the things that I don't notice as we're going along, just because I guess I haven't memorized all the movies, but simple things like the music that's playing during certain scenes. Yeah, if it wasn't from the help of some experts online, I would never know it. But once I learn it, I'm just like,
well, and then we went back and watched
Winter Soldier this week. Yeah.
And just watching that movie, we were picking things out. Oh, that's why they put that in Falcon. Like, that's why they did that. So it's amazing how interconnected it all is.
Right.
It's like nothing is just accidentally put in there.
So what connection did you get to the opening fight scene in episode 5?
Who was fighting?
The new Cap, Falcon, and
Go ahead, Leslie.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm just trying to think what I'm trying to go back now and replay it. But I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. So there's obviously something I missed.
So did episode 4 end and episode 5 picked up right where episode 4 ends? So they're still in the warehouse?
well, so episode 4 ended with him in the square and holding the bloody shield.
Yeah.
Episode 4 opens up, and the very first thing, the very first like nod in episode 5 is he's running, and that's the new Cap.
Okay.
Well, let's not even call him that. John Walker. Okay, I'm tired of calling him Captain America because he's not. So John Walker, he's running, and that's a nod to Winter Soldier in the beginning when Captain America is running past Sam. It's kind of like when Cap was running past Sam, they were building a relationship. They were building a friendship. And this is like the opposite. This guy is running away from everything, from the connections and everything that he should be as Captain America.
But how did they get back in the warehouse?
Because he ends up going to the warehouse.
Well, I think
Go ahead.
Well, I think with him, he thinks because he does now that respect is just automatic. Because he thinks that Sam and Bucky needs to automatically, recognize that and should just want to help him. And in essence, they don't trust who he is, and they don't, you know what I mean? They don't want to deal with him.
And it's almost like he doesn't.
They feel that he doesn't really carry
compete with him. He's just
right.
like, we're doing this together. Like, why wouldn't you want to do this with me? Like, what? It doesn't compute at all that he's making bad choices.
Well, yeah, and that's been going on since episode 2. Like, he just automatically felt like he's, part of the team, but he isn't, and now don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got 3 medals of honor. I mean, he's got some respect in his own, but I mean, he didn't fight, space creatures, right? He didn't, I don't know. He didn't do what the Avengers did. He's fighting in war against other humans. The Avengers have fought against everybody, so he doesn't have the same cred as them. Yes, Zoel's World, the fight.
Yeah, and I think that's where.
Yep.
Well, I think that's where he gets mistaken that he thinks that he should be able to fight. That they should just show him respect automatically. Like, you didn't share in the same type of battle, so you're not even on our level of dealing with it.
Yeah.
And for the simple fact that he didn't want to hear Bucky, even in being 4 when Sam was trying to explain the situation and how to deal with the situation. He wasn't really trying to hear it. He just was like, "Why did I get him? Because I'm America, and it's my job to apprehend the bad guy."
Right. Hey, Johnny.
Through the whole situation.
Hey, Johnny, you're cutting in and out pretty bad. Can I get you to go out and come back in?
I think it might be the headphones.
Oh, is it the headphones?
Because every time you move, it just kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing there.
Here, let me.
Okay. So the fight between Cap, Iron Man, and Bucky, Zoel's World. That's the next nod. So when you go back to Civil War and mute that real quick, unless he just closed out. But you have that fight at the end where it's Bucky and Cap fighting against Iron Man. And so when we see this opening scene, it's almost the same thing. It's like we're fighting. What are we fighting for? We're fighting,
for right.
Yeah.
We're fighting for justice. We're fighting to do what's right.
Yeah. I think you're still with us, Leslie.
Okay.
I think it was just like a connection on the headphones or something. It was breaking up. So Vela's in the house.
Coach Vela's in the house. Coach Vela's here.
What did she say about the serum?
All right, let's see if that's any better, Johnny.
No, I think he's frozen.
Now you're frozen. Now you're just.
It's a good freeze though.
Yeah, you're just mean mugging me now.
What did she say? So,
here, let me come back in. Let me see.
Okay. Perfect.
She said the serum brought out Walker's true nature. He wants to be a good guy and a hero, but he has way too much ego.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
They did a little insight into that during this episode too. When they, not this episode, last episode, when he was talking to his friend, whose name I'm drawing a blank on now, that died.
Battlestar.
Yeah. I don't know how I forget a name like that. But when they were talking about how they got their medals and saved those friends, and they made him a comment like if they knew how he did this or whatever. So obviously, even though they did right by what they were trying to do, it obviously came at a cost that questioned the morals there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one of them even says, I mean, they could have saved a lot more people if they would have had the serum. So it's almost like this struggle of I want to do good with it, but there's this part of me that's saying I want to be the best, or I want to be the strongest. I got to be the boss,
Or like, I'm going to accomplish the end goal no matter what wreckage it leaves behind. Like, to him, it's like that I have a mission. This is what it is. However I accomplish it doesn't matter as long as that end goal is met.
Right.
It means destroying a bunch of stuff in its path on the way.
Which is not the mindset of the original of Steve Rogers. I mean, Steve Rogers, doesn't want the control. He still wants to finish the mission, but he doesn't really want to be in charge. He ends up being in charge kind of because, well,
and he's very flexible.
Yeah.
So it's like if new information is brought to him, he takes that in, processes it, and makes a new decision. Whereas Walker is like, doesn't care. what happens between A and B, the end goal, like you said, is still going to be the same, even if the players have changed or, you know, what the people that stand for, you know, like Falcon was getting through to her. They were having a conversation.
Right.
And then Falcon was going to give her, like Steve would have, the benefit of the doubt almost. And then he came in,
barging in,
blazing, and that was over.
Right. Yeah. So, and I didn't quite understand what they've been going, because to be completely honest, and maybe it makes me a bad Avengers fan, but I think I've only seen Winter Soldier maybe twice, and it's been a while. Like I saw it when it first came out, and I saw it when we watched it on repeat when we were watching through the chronologically. Mm-hmm. But it's probably the one Avengers movie that I've only seen probably twice, and so when they're talking about Sam and his counseling and whatnot, I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, Winter Soldier cleared that up because he was counseling all these soldiers who had come back and they were dealing with PTSD. And so we see him counseling other soldiers, which now makes sense what he could have done for Carly.
Yeah.
So,
although that's a whole different situation, counseling soldiers that have come back from war and counseling someone who wants to start a war.
Well, I mean, I think her whole thing is she is coming back from a war. Her PTSD, you know, when the blip happens and there's a certain kind of world, you know, for 5 years where they're learning to survive, and then all of a sudden, you know, everybody returns, and now they want to take all that away from them. Mm-hmm. So, you know, during the blip, they had learned to survive, learn how to make it. I think. Am I feeling that right?
That's what I feel like. That's what makes sense for sure. And
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yellow, Kelly's crazy Disney addiction. I said it right this time. And then also Katrina, welcome into the conversation. Please give us all the information you know about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier in the comments, so I don't have to make stuff up. Oh, so I mean, this episode had a lot going on, but really, I don't know. I need somebody else. Go. I'll figure it out.
There was a lot of puzzle pieces that, like, there was a lot of action at the beginning, and then, like, I felt like although it was slower moving this episode a little bit, like Sam, he went to visit the other super soldier. Like, there was just lots of pieces that I feel like they're like giving us all the facts for the next episode to be like, okay, this is how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to dive into Isaiah just a minute. So I don't know if now's a good time to do it or not. We could dive into Isaiah right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do y'all think? I don't want to give out mine right
I don't
away.
want to say either, because I've listened to a lot of people talk about what they think is going to happen with him. And I have my hopes and
I haven't heard
and wishes of what's going to happen with him, but I don't know. Like, I think he's definitely going to come into play. I don't think he's going to stay hidden in his house. I think he's going to come forward.
I think that's Hector Cruz right there.
What did he say?
He said Rogers is a member of the greatest generation. He fought Nazis. Oh, what? Keep on going, Johnny. I'll put this on the screen.
Oh, I was saying, like his story was, like, hearing him tell the story, what happened to him, was, to me, it was really heartbreaking. It was like, telling him what, how Mary is and stuff like that, but when it comes to people of color. But it was just like, it was really just heartbreaking seeing. And then when he wanted to do the same exact thing that Captain America did, in the first movie where he went out and went to save the prisoners, and he was pretty much criminalized for doing the same exact thing that Captain America did. And
Right.
it's just like, you know, it was really hard. That whole scene was just heartbreaking to hear.
Well, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago. It's kind of like, you know, and that's the reason why Sam gives up the shield.
But I would love.
All right, so why don't we try that? Can you turn your camera off? Maybe. Let's see if I could turn, because it seems like you're breaking up pretty bad, and yeah, Johnny, you're breaking up
But
pretty
we
bad.
could hear you when
I
you're
could hear
screaming.
you. When you freeze, it's like I hear you. So I don't know if we're processing too much. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how that works. So yeah, we
Okay.
talked about it. We talked about it what 2-3 weeks ago, and we were looking at how we were looking at how you know, basically they took the shield from Sam with this expectation it was going into the museum, and then they gave it to a white guy. And so, you know, definitely Marvel is not shy to deal with, you know, controversial issues and political and here, you know, we're dealing with racial issues, which obviously we're dealing with in our country right now.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that Marvel is
Right.
giving them voice.
That Marvel.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I don't know. I think we just have a bad connection.
I might need to kick you out again and see if we can get you a better connection.
Are you on your computer or your phone?
Oh, okay. So let's take a look at a couple things here in the chat.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. He really felt that Sam takes the shield. He'd be betraying his people. So I'm gonna just throw this out there. Let me know what you think in the chat. You can let me know here, Johnny, Leslie. But you know, I'm looking at the way Isaiah is looking at the world. And Isaiah is like, you know, they're never gonna give it to a black man. And he said to Sam, no respecting black man would take it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I really feel that that's old school, lots of hurt, lots of hate in his heart. But Sam is seeing the world in a different light. Right. Sam is looking at it like we need to step forward.
In the
Courtney, are you can you call in?
Well, in the comic.
What if he calls in?
Are you there?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm pausing. Keep going with your thought. I think I can hear you. I think you pause like when you hear us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so with what you were just saying was like key for. Can you hear me? Okay, am I still cutting out?
Yeah.
Hello.
Courtney Tibble's in the house.
Hey. We just closed.
Awesome.
Hey, if you're in the Portland area, why don't you plug the food trailer there?
Okay, so we are Calabash Authentic West African and Soul Food. We are located in Sellwood on 17th in Tacoma. It is my husband and mother-in-law's food truck, and I am holding down the fort tonight. But we just closed so I could jump on and
Perfect.
talk about this. It's very
Talk
important.
about some Winter Soldier and clean at the same time, huh?
So
Exactly.
while you were typing a lot of information, I thought it might be easier if you just maybe spoke it out instead of writing
You
your
know,
book.
I love talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rob, you were kind of touching on it right before I jumped on, but essentially, you're seeing Isaiah talk about, you know, the history of Black people in America and what they are still going through. And you see that Sam, he wants to represent America, but it's like he's battling what his parents have told him, what people like Isaiah have told him, and then also what he dreams of for the future for his, you know, his family, his
Right.
nephews, and wanting to be able to fight that and having that talk with his sister towards the end of episode 5. And that gave him the courage to say, like, I have to get out there. I have to try at least.
Right. Right.
And, you know, you see his whole mental process change when he's exercising and working out and trying, you know, learning how to throw the shield and catch it again and all those things, you know, which makes me so excited for this next episode to see how this is going to play out. But
it's going to be epic. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The line that you said when he said, you know,
Well, like in what.
Oh,
I think we lost him again.
well,
You guys,
he starts and then it's like there's a delay going on. I think there's delay. There's definitely a delay. I think there's a delay.
there might be a delay.
I think there's a delay.
Is there a delay?
I think there's a delay.
Well, I was just saying that I think that you summed that up well. And when I remember when he said that to Sam,
Mhm.
when he said that, you know, no self-respecting take or want it, it was like kind of a gut punch because it was like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that because I don't know if, I mean, I feel like it's justified for him to feel that way and say that, but how do we move forward if you're going to, you know, hold on to that?
Yeah.
But
I think we'll see a shift with like how you guys were talking about. Isaiah has to come into play.
right?
And by the way, I love him because I'm a huge Alias fan and that's my guy. But anyway,
That's Marcus. Oh my gosh.
where have you been?
Ever since the first one, I'm like, oh my gosh, who is that guy?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well,
We're huge
you're
Alias
welcome.
fans. We've only watched it like 3 times through, at least.
He's aged a bit.
Yeah, he's aged just a bit.
You know, he's a little older.
Yeah.
I mean, that show was only on like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, right. Only.
Oh my gosh.
But I think he's going to come into play because, you know, I don't know if he's going to be some sort of a mentor or an example for Sam to use to say, like, look what has happened to this man. I mean, you can't be a Black Captain America and not talk about the racial aspect and what this means to now be a Black Captain America. Like he's gonna have to approach that subject with America, and obviously we're in that right now, in real life. So,
Right. Well, and I think that, you know, this is definitely a season of reconciliation. You know, Bucky's reconciling. You know, his past. Sam is reconciling. Is that a word?
Yeah, I mean, coming to
It's
terms
close.
with.
Yeah. So I mean, he's coming to terms with the handing over of the shield from Cap to him, right? And then I think the reconciliation of from Isaiah's standpoint is going to be okay. Now's the time, you know.
He's gonna have to persuade him that it's the right thing
well, I
to
think
do.
like
Though.
in the
Go, Johnny, it's you.
oh, sorry. So I think like he just like in the comic book, this happened in the comic book, in Isaiah Bradley episode of the comics. And he did say that the American government, although they wanted him to be Captain America, they specifically said, well, America isn't ready for a black Captain America, even though he would have been the second one. So this kind of plays off of the comics, you know, pretty much right off the pages off the comic book.
Now, did he have his own shield, or are we talking like he would have had where? Because where does the
Still a
shield?
delay.
Yeah, I think there is a delay, Johnny. So whenever you start talking, I'm just gonna stop talking and let you work it out.
He had the shield because they found the shield before they found him.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So they didn't make that shield for
All right.
Steve Rogers.
So in America,
Yeah, well, I mean that's a good question because you know that kind of moves us into a little bit later.
They found the shield.
Okay, so let's like move a little bit further up into the episode where we're introduced to Dreyfus. What's her name?
Elaine.
Elaine. Right when she comes in.
Maybe she doesn't want to repeat.
So she's actually another character that we're going to be introduced to, and her name is Madam Hydra.
Wait, we don't know that.
There's speculation.
I mean, that's speculation. We don't really know who she is.
We're pretty sure. I mean, I'm talking about. I've watched a lot of different people. And the consensus is that she is Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra is a triple agent that works at SHIELD, comes in, moves up in the ranks. She's actually Nick Fury's girlfriend. So anyway, that was just a little backstory on I can't even remember what she said her name was. It was like long name. But
yeah, she had like 5 or 6 names.
Yeah.
Wait, Court. Hold on, Court.
Oh, Courtney's muted.
It's
There
okay.
you go.
Okay, go.
I'm closing. It wasn't she like the Countess? You could call her Val.
Yeah, Val, that's it.
Because she's not to repeat herself. That's what Leslie was trying to say.
Oh, okay. So, but she says in that interaction where it's not the government shield.
Yeah.
So the question is, whose shield is it? Well, we know it's made of vibranium.
Right.
Well, it's got to be Wakanda's shield.
No, because they stole. I mean, lots of vibranium has been stolen from Wakanda.
So who stole it?
Well, any vibranium thing they were saying. Well, anything that's vibranium related, I read somewhere that anything vibranium related is automatically going to go to Wakanda. They're already going to want to take ownership of it anyway. They don't want vibranium to get in the hands of just any.
Well, yeah, I mean that was apparent in Black Panther when that was the whole reason why they were keeping everything secret. They want to keep it all right there because if that gets out into the world using it for evil. So
Elseworld says Wakanda could have taken the shield, but they left it behind, which is something that I was talking to you about earlier with that episode in episode 4 when they came to get Zemo, and they she picked up the shield and then she dropped it and left it, and then they left. Why didn't they take it with them? That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looked like she wanted to take it.
Yeah, and then she got the look like, leave it.
Yeah.
Leslie.
I feel like they did that on purpose because I think at that point they knew Sam and Bucky were taking the shield back. Like, I think at that point they didn't feel like they needed to do that job. It was going to get back where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that even showed a little bit towards the end of this. too far. But he
Oh,
put that stamp of approval.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having some serious
Yeah. I
audio
appreciate
issues
everybody that's sitting in the chat right now.
tonight.
Because the chat is going off. I mean, what y'all are putting in the chat is some good stuff.
This is what's hard about being on the show. I can't see the chat. You know, I love the chat.
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
not used to being able to not see the comments.
Right. I need to have another computer when I do this so I
I
can
think they
be in
can
the
see
chat.
the comments.
there is a way on your device. I can't walk you through it because I don't
It's
know.
okay. Mertz is really good at being live and on the chat at the same time.
Yes.
Right?
I don't know how he does
That's
it.
like a different.
It's crazy.
That's Instagram though. That's different. Like you can see it. I think you can see it right there.
No,
I think he also has 2 devices.
all the time online.
Oh, maybe. You get your iPad
I
out.
tried to have 2 devices. You didn't have a plug for me.
Oh,
Was that rude?
I'm so sorry.
That
That
might have been rude.
that was kind
Sorry.
of a rude comment. I'm feeling.
Did y'all see that comment someone left on our video?
No.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I'm extremely rude to Rob, and he should make me watch back all the videos, so that I could see how I'm behaving towards him.
Yeah.
Well, I love it when people who don't know anything about anyone's relationship try to chime in. That was a fake laugh. I hope you're watching, Karen.
Well, and it's if you're watching something that you don't enjoy watching, just turn it off. I had some lady, I filmed a video actually chewing gum, which I do them all the time. I didn't even realize I was doing it. When I was done then rewatching the video, I was like, oh, that kind of looks horrible, but whatever. And somebody comment, like, leave me this long comment about how chewing gum on video looks really terrible and like about it. And I was just like, yeah, guess what? You could have just turned it off at any time. You didn't have to keep watching and comment. Just go on to your next video. Okay?
Hey, you know what?
think-
Every time they leave a comment, it's good.
It's an interaction.
Yeah, it's an interaction.
But so of course I get all defensive and mad about it, and I like comment back, and I'm like, thank you for your unsolicited advice into our marriage, but you didn't have to keep watching. You can, there's the door or something. Just because
Oh,
I was offended.
yeah. I had a bunch of stuff that I probably would.
Way to take the high road, Mel.
Rob had some
Yeah.
really inappropriate things he wanted to respond with, so I'm glad that I responded first and he didn't get to.
Yeah. Well,
Right? Just keep scrolling. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't read it.
so there should be a column. Zoel's World says there should be a column for y'all that are on your phones. There should be a column on the left that's available to comment. Maybe the comments are there. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the end then. What
Are we at the end already? So, gosh, we're
what happened at the
hopefully
end? I can't remember.
hopefully everything is going to work out next week, because I'll tell you right now, I want to have you all back on. I want to invite a couple more people. I want to fill this screen, and I want to talk about the ending because I think it's going to be epic. I think that we're going to see a lot of connections, to some other projects coming up, maybe like Loki or possibly Doctor Strange.
Obi-Wan.
Probably not Obi-Wan. But I think that there's going to be a lot happening on Friday that we're going to need to hash out next week. So if y'all are available, I want to have you back and we'll do that. But I mean, the ending is really, and somebody actually right up here, let me get back to the comment because somebody is Sharon that person? Are we talking about?
Sharon
Are we
Carter.
talking about the power broker, Kelly's crazy Disney addiction? If you're still in here, just wondering if you're talking about that, because there is speculation that Sharon is the power broker. There's a lot of controversy, a lot of conversation about whether or not Sharon is good or bad.
She's got to be
we're
good.
Sharon Carter, by the way, just so that we can reference the last name, because the connection with Agent Carter, which is Steve Rogers'
girlfriend,
future wife. Yeah.
wife.
girlfriend.
Yeah. She has to be good.
I'm so worried she's gonna be bad.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of looking like, I mean, maybe she's another anti-hero. I don't know. Because right now how the episode ends is we see that she has solicited the help of, help me with the guy's name.
Starts with a B.
Yeah, Batroc, I think.
Betrayal.
And so he is delivering some weapons or bombs or something to the
We don't know what he's doing. How come you're like,
no, they open the case. He's
oh, in the
delivering.
park?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not, this isn't speculation. This is
were-
what I actually
yeah.
saw, right?
It was
Um,
Sharon all along.
Yeah,
I don't-
so
I
the
don't- but
question
why?
is she
Why?
good? Is she bad? What is she doing? Is she setting them up?
What if Fury's the power broker?
I feel like she has something to do with it, or at least she's playing both sides or something, because they took too much time, in my opinion, harping on the fact that she's been in hiding and doing what she has to do to survive. And I feel like a woman in her position, how does she suddenly have a safe place for all of them to go and hide on the good side of town if she's a woman in hiding? That didn't make any sense to me.
Right.
True.
Well, and also, he promises her a pardon, but we've yet to get a pardon for her.
Right.
Yeah. But the other side of that, like, she didn't kind of herself, but she still seemed to about having to not be able to see her family and stuff. So it makes me worried that these come up for worse than what they would have gotten there.
Yeah. She has way too much money, power, and influence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll throw that up there because, I'm wondering. I mean, obviously she's an agent, and if you've watched any kind of agent movies, any kind of CIA, and those kind of things, they always got something. They always got like a garage somewhere of stuff,
Right.
that, can help them get out in a pinch. I mean, Jack. I mean, let's go back to Alias. I mean,
Like, how many lockers did he have?
right
In every country.
So I don't think that the money, power, and influence make her bad. She's surviving, right?
She could be deep undercover.
Yeah. I mean, what's her end game, right? I mean, Carly, we know what her end game is. It's we're gonna get rid of the GRC because the GRCs come in and messed up everything that we did.
What does
for the
GRC stand for?
Global something. Type in the chat.
So else world probably knows.
But I mean, that's
Repositioning Council or
something like that.
I don't even have my phone, so I can't look.
So we know her end game. We know Sam is going to be the new Cap. We know some of these things.
And in the new Falcon, we're pretty sure it's going to be
Torres, right?
Because he says keep them.
Yeah.
On the wings, and he has the means to fix them probably because military mechanics.
Yeah. Repatriation. Oh, is it reunification?
I think it's
repatriation. We got two repatriations.
I promise I haven't been drinking. Repatriation. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Global Repatriation Council.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, what is Sharon's end game? There's got to, I mean, she's got to be out for something. What do y'all think?
Maybe she knows where Steve is.
Johnny, just write things on a whiteboard and hold them up.
Maybe she is in cahoots.
Yep. Who's she in cahoots with?
Hold on. Can you now? I think she is along with Carly. I think she is helping Carly.
I agree.
But why?
I agree.
Well, I mean, that doesn't make her a bad person because, like we talked about before,
And I think
I mean,
she's not going to hand over.
I love it. I love the silence, just waiting for the finished thought. So she's not going to hand over what? Man, I think the time delay is like
you
25 seconds.
waiting for me to talk?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I can't tell who's talking.
You.
Oh, my bad. Okay. So I think she so the end game for oh my god, I forgot her name already. But anyway, I think she's not gonna hand over not Falcon. Yeah, Falcon over to that guy. Like, I think just him to get to whatever she's trying to get done.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So Batroc, I think that's his name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Batroc, his if we're talking about end games, his end game is to take out the Falcon because the Falcon's the one that put him into prison. I agree with you there. I don't think she's going to betray. I don't think she's going to betray the Falcon or the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
What
is
a
she?
What's a triple agent? Because some people have been saying maybe she's a triple agent. Does that make her good?
So a triple agent would be like, okay, so I'm a Russian spy who is doubling as a American spy who's doubling as a Russian spy.
Well, that just gave me a headache.
That cleared it up.
So a
cleared
triple,
that.
I think a triple is like where they came from one country to us and then turned back. I think.
I don't know.
So, but I mean, double or triple, I mean, she could be working. I don't know. Is she working?
Do you think we're going to find out? Is this going to wrap it up or is there another season?
Well, I think there's already been a confirmation that there is season 2.
So we might not know.
That might be the
know.
cliffhanger. There might be a cliffhanger in this because they know we're coming back.
Hopefully it won't take as long as Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That would be too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to wait a year.
Kelly's Crazy Disney Edition says, I think they have multiple personalities.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, anyway.
Don't put that out in the universe. Did we get to the end?
Well, I mean, the end, we're having some technical difficulties, so I think we'll just kind of sort of wrap this up. But, the end is we see that Carly's plan is something with the GRC in New York, which whether we're going to shoot it up, blow it up, take them all hostage, we don't know what the plan is, but they've intercepted the communication knowing that she is there in New York. Sam has made the connection that she's there for the GRC committee meeting. And so he then starts to get suited up. He's opening the box and we don't get to see the Falcon or the new Cap uniform yet.
Oh, but what did we hear in the car today? That the Captain America uniform that Walker was wearing didn't have any white on it?
Right.
Is that true?
Did you notice? Did y'all notice that on Walker's uniform? So Cap usually has the white stripes. Hey, you like my shirt, by the way? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But it has white on it, and
Let me see your phone. I'm gonna look.
You're gonna look it up.
Yep.
Walker's uniform doesn't have white, and white, signifies the purity or whatever.
Yeah, now that you say that, I don't know that I put that together, but now that you say that, I do feel like his uniform was always just red and blue.
Yeah, and when he's walking through the streets, after he gets kicked out of the military and after Elaine comes to see him, then he's walking down the street and he sees a Captain America sign, Cap is back, but the lighting is so dark that he looks like he's in a black uniform.
No, there's no white. Oh, there we go.
No white.
It's just red and blue.
So, so yeah, I think that we have a little bit to seal up. I don't know how long this episode is going to be on Friday, but
it should be like a double, right?
I hope so, because we did have a 61-minute episode. One thing that I missed, apparently in episode 4, there was an end credit scene, and I didn't see the end credit scene. But did y'all stick around for the end credit scene?
I have
episode 5.
All the credits every episode to make sure that I didn't miss one, and I don't remember seeing one.
I didn't see it the first time through, and I did the exact same thing. I fast forward.
Yeah.
But then when we watched the second time, and I just let it play, we were just sitting there. All of a sudden, here comes an end credit scene. It was like,
I think it's like they put something in there. If you fast forward, it skips it.
It must.
They must, because I do it at the end of every one. I just double its speed so I get through it faster if there's not something. Well,
2 of them have end credit scenes, right?
2, yeah, which I didn't. I have to go back and watch 4 now because I didn't see the end credit scene for 4. Yeah. So
there's no spoilers on the length.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. We got a lot to seal up here, but we might not. It might just be we're gonna make him Captain America. We're gonna solidify that he's Captain America, and then all these other stories, we'll wrap those up later. I don't know. What do y'all think? Closing thoughts. Hopefully, I can get a closing thought from Johnnie Ballard. I will pause, but let me hear what y'all think.
Wait.
Leslie, what do you think? I'm gonna let you cut. I'm gonna close this out, and then next week, I promise. Well, I can't promise. Technology. I'm gonna do my best next week to make sure that our finale walkthrough is gonna be flawless, or at least close to flawless. So we'll have it worked out by next week. I want y'all to come back because we're gonna do the finale. Leslie, what do you think? Closing thoughts on episode 5, and where you think we're going?
So, like I said, I feel like this episode gave us lots of pieces. I think we're going to see a lot of it fall into place. I don't think they're going to leave us with, like, a ton of cliffhangers. I think they might not tie up every story perfectly so that they can go into season 2 with some base. But I think we're going to see a lot of it tied up. I think we're going to finally see Sam as Cap. I think we're going to know what the end game was with the GRC and what the movement is trying to accomplish there, as far as whether it's taking them hostage or whatever. And I think we're probably going to end with a big fight scene.
Well, I mean, it's Marvel. That's inevitable.
But like, epic. Because I feel like they have to have it be so huge, because every episode has had like an elaborate, awesome fight scene. Every single episode. So I feel like this one has to go like above and beyond.
And how many sides are going to be there? I mean, are we going to take one side against another side? Is John Walker, because in the comics, through my research, John Walker does come back to the good side, kind of thing. Is he gonna have that realization and become U.S. agent, and then fight on the side of Captain America like in the comics? I mean, I think there's a lot. Cruz here says West Coast Avengers. If you have not looked up the West Coast Avengers, that is a real thing, by the way. Thank you, Cruz, for letting me know that today, because not during teaching time at all, but I definitely went and researched that a little bit today. But I mean, the West Coast Avengers is a totally like separate little series in the comics that that introduce some. It introduces some differences in characters. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we're going to see people like Hawkeye. We're going to see people like Vision. It's possibly White Vision. So remember, White Vision left, right? And we don't know where he went. He might come into the West Coast Avengers. There's also Hawkeye has a wife, which we have met, but this wife is actually an Avenger. So there's some different characters playing some different roles,
which I always kind of thought she was hiding something.
Yeah,
Hawkeye's wife. Like, I felt like because she was pregnant, right, in that season, so maybe she was just not herself.
That's possible.
And I don't know.
So I would definitely go check out that because
What?
Some warning light for baby ducks. I'm sorry, Kelly. Oh, you're back. Okay, good.
She's just turning it on the warming light.
Oh, turning on the warming. I thought you said there was a warning light.
That was rude. She's just turning on the warning light for her duckies. It's okay.
Man, she's gonna be a different person. I'm telling you.
All right. So that's your final thought?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, here's the thing that I'm learning about Marvel is that if you really want to know what's going on, it takes some research because it's so deep. It's
like,
so
you
deep.
have to write yourself a chart.
Yeah, I mean, you got to at least have some backstories and some origin stories and some connections, like Disney connections. So,
all right.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us what's coming up for you on your channel?
So I have a Bibbidi unboxing on Saturday that's dropping. Is it a good one? Is it my last box? Go find out.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We're gonna have to check it out on Saturday.
Do you drop those at a specific time, or is it just sometime Saturday?
I usually try to drop them at about 8 or 9 in the morning. Every once in a while, I don't film until Saturday, and then those drop later. But this will be up by 8 or 9.
Okay.
Perfect. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction says she has a short of her baby ducks on her YouTube channel. So we'll have to go over check that out.
Go over and check out Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction.
Yeah.
Woo. All right.
So we'll be here Saturday at 1. We have a lot to discuss this Saturday. We have another huge announcement.
Another huge announcement.
We love huge announcements. So I actually pushed a certain button this week. So we'll talk about that. And then we have
the retirement button?
No.
Oh.
Should we tell them how old we are going to be when we get to retire?
We get to retire at 141.
43.
Oh, my 43.
Oh, maybe you're 43.
I'm 43. You're 41.
141 is when we'll be able to retire according to our financial advisor.
Yeah, that's fine. It's perfect. No worries.
Yeah, that'll be great. But we also have a Bibbidi unboxing dropping tomorrow.
So go check that out tomorrow because there's also a giveaway on tomorrow's box.
This is the video where Rob looks like I'm crazy the entire time. Like, why am I doing this? Do we have to do this? And I think it was a super good idea. So leave us a comment and let us know what you think about the video. Did Melanie have a good idea, or was Rob right to give me the crazy eye?
I think everybody should comment how mean she is to me and give us marital advice. So
excited for your video tomorrow.
All right.
I also, before we wrap it up, we also have 3 Disneyland boxes. So if you're watching and you were wanting to get in on that, we had 6. Now we have 3. 6. Yeah, now we have 3. So super excited about that. Just email us, DisneyConnections@gmail.com. We just do it for fun. We're not an unboxing company. So, there we go.
Yet. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, Leslie, you're on here with us. I'm going to just leave you on here and we'll say goodbye together. So, I think we got all the announcements. Check out the video tomorrow. Come on Saturday, and I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna get all these technical issues figured out because we have got to come back here next Tuesday and talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Stay caught up.
Which probably
Watch it.
means we have to spend money of some sort, I'm sure.
Possibly.
Which
Could
is why
happen.
we can't retire till we're in 140s.
All right. Appreciate you being here on Disney Connections, where we're going to talk about all things Disney.
Bye.